Hello and welcome back to Europe 1100. We're fighting another army. I'm not entirely sure who they are, to be honest, because I just saw an enemy army that had a relatively decent size, and I decided, hey, we're gonna fight them, and I'm gonna use my sledgehammer to bonk them in the face. And that's generally what we tend to do, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, you can see here, look at how... the amount of damage that we can do with this thing is absolutely insane. I mean, obviously, it does have the added benefit of being able to... well, I suppose it has a pseudo-cleave effect, you know? It's not really a case of it being a proper cleave, because obviously it's a blunt weapon, so of course it's not going to cleave, you know, accurately like a sword might. But it's doing good, you know? It's actually doing really, really nicely for multiple hits, and I actually missed that a great deal from... quite a while ago, actually. There was a mod by the name of Zorbarax's slashing through enemies, or what is it called? What is it called now? Deadly Slice, Deadly Slash, Deadly Slicing? I don't know. It's called something like that. And I missed that mod a great deal. And it's quite funny because I think at one point it was making me crash, or maybe not. I don't know. There have been so many updates to the game, and so many different mods that have done a relatively similar thing that I'm thinking, hey, you know what, maybe I should get it. Maybe I should get it for, you know, a future series or something like that, because I mean, get one of those mods that allows you to slash through at least a couple of enemies, because that is, in my opinion at least, very, very enjoyable. And it does have the added benefit of literally just looking cool, you know? It looks cool, it's satisfying. You know, it's great. Obviously not very realistic, so it very much depends on if you're on the realism train. If you're on the realism train going to Boringsville, then obviously, you know, you probably don't like it. But the point is, what we like is a little bit more, you know, a little bit more dynamic. Obviously, I've played without it for so many series now. Maybe it's just not even worth it. I don't know. Maybe it's not worth it at all. Anyway, I'm going to take this guy prisoner. I'm basically taking every single person that I can prisoner right now, because we have a very specific goal in mind for me right now. I'm actually going to be capturing every single one of these higher tier troops that they have available here. I'm going to be taking everyone, as long as they are tier 5 and above. That's pretty much all I'm going to be taking. I have a significant amount of troops currently in my army, so we don't even need to really worry about you know, population issues or anything like that, because we were worrying about that quite significantly. If you recall, as you could see right here, we actually have quite a lot here. I think that's probably because, yeah, I've actually started recruiting normal units now as well, so we have a bunch of lower tier troops too, which is not exactly what I like. I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest, but you know, sometimes you just have to build out your army with some additional reinforcements, and that's exactly what I've done here. Anyway, 745 in Hamburg here, and hopefully I'm going to be actually... Maybe I'll be able to take it. Maybe I won't. It very much depends. I'm kind of hoping that Mr. Horse Thief might come along and help me out, but it seems as though a pretty big issue has cropped up. I don't know whether this is due to the problem that I tend to have with Europe 1100 or not. Ah, there we go. There's Mr. Horse Thief. It's quite funny that he always appears. But yes, I don't think it has anything to do with the mod, but there is something going on with my install of it. I'm pretty sure there is something going weirdly on with it. Ah, it seems like the Almoravids wanted to attack us once again. Well, that's not very nice of them, is it? Anyway, what I'm mostly referring to is the fact that all of my companions, or most of my vassal armies, shall we say, not our companions most specifically, but mostly our vassals, they become very strong without really being strong, because they're usually just very normal people that I pick up, and then I make them into a vassal, and then all of a sudden they have these insanely large armies. I don't actually know why that is. They shouldn't have large armies as they are. They don't have a huge amount of renown. They don't have a huge amount of, well, they have a lot of influence right now, because obviously they've been winning a lot. But apart from that, they don't really have much to really write home about. Their stats are standardized, you know, just normal stats for companions. but they always seem to just run away with the show, as it were. Most notably Mr. Horse Thief, of course. And we did actually see in the previous episode that someone had, I think someone noticed actually in the comments that, I didn't actually notice this at the time, but someone had, what was it, 900, 800 troops or something like that? And I just can't imagine how that is even possible. Anyway, oh, we made peace with them? How did we make peace with them? Did they actually agree to a peace agreement or what? What actually happens with this? Did we just kill them? Maybe we killed them. So it does indeed seem as though we have completely eliminated the Holland, as they are known in the game, but obviously that is the Netherlands, Holland, whatever you want to call them, but yeah, they are indeed eliminated by the looks of things, because we've made peace with them, or they are indeed a small clan faction kind of deal, and we maybe just can't see them on the diplomacy screen. That might very well be the case. Anyway, as you can see, the enemies are actually trying to construct catapults to destroy my trebuchets. I actually did want to try and starve out the garrison if I could, because you can see here it's actually taking us a significant more amount of time for us to be able to do this. It's actually quite funny because obviously, for me personally, I would prefer to go in there straight away, but as it stands, you know, we just, I don't think, I mean, maybe we would be able to with Mr. Horse Thief, I don't know. I mean, that's the thing. If we have Mr. Horse Thief with us, it might actually be possible for us to win this, you know, just like that. We probably wouldn't have any, well, too many issues at least. Maybe. Maybe I should have just left him to it, actually, all things considered, you know? Maybe it's a good idea that I just bait him, basically. Just bait him into an attack and then go for it from there. But what's really funny, this is actually what I wanted to talk about before, but ADHD got in the way. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah. So the point is, what I'm saying is, when I was talking about the various things happening previously, I wanted to mention the fact that the AI vassals, they don't seem to be able to join me in an army. So when I inevitably invite them to join my army, they do, obviously, they do join me. But then when I try to do a siege, it doesn't allow me to actually go in with them, and it actually just crashes the game. I don't know whether that was a coincidence, but it seems like that is the case. So I'm now thinking to myself, well, this is kind of weird, because I have Mr. Horse Thief in with me right now in the siege, and he is obviously not a part of my army, so maybe that's the issue. If he's a part of my army, maybe it crashes, but as long as he's not a part of my army, well, then it's fine. So I suppose that's it. I guess that's the reason. Anyway, I'm just going to shoot these guys, going to try to get some lovely, nice little headshots. Oh, that was a headshot, but he managed to live. Did you see how he raised his shield? That was so incredibly funny. Did you see how these guys just randomly appeared out of nowhere? Did you see that? It's like that. It's like there was a clown car that was invisible in the area, and they just literally appeared out of it somehow. But yeah, that's funny. All right, let's just smack them. Smack them all. Yes, there we go. Wonderful sledgehammer action. That is what we like. Oh, so satisfying. So incredibly satisfying to use this thing. It's really, really nice. Actually, what are my forces doing? Could you just charge, guys, please? I really, really would appreciate them just literally charging in, because as it stands right now, we just need them to be as hyper-aggressive as they can be. I do not want them to just stand around twiddling their thumbs absent-mindedly, waiting for the opponent to reinforce their lines and everything. That's going to be the greatest thing to do, isn't it? Yeah, that's absolutely perfect. And there's another headshot, and we still didn't manage to kill the guy. Well, that's wonderful, isn't it? Yeah, is it raining? It feels like it's raining, because I'm doing very little damage, but I don't see it raining, as you can see. It doesn't seem to be raining, so this is kind of weird. And I would like to actually kill some of these enemies, but apparently we are unable to, so I'm just going to zoom ahead. And there we have it. Wonderful. Alright, yeah, so 25 of them did manage to escape, which is inevitably going to cause us to have to go into the keep, which is annoying, but, you know, it's not really that big a deal. We should be able to achieve victory here without too many issues, and then we could just take, what, one of them? There was only one? There was only one there? Oh, okay, well, that's interesting. Anyway, we'll just take all of these prisoner. There we go. I'm actually wondering whether I should take more. Should I take more? Why not? I have a lot of prisoner space, as you can see right there. So we might as well, right? We might as well. Anyway, let's show mercy right here, and then we'll just go into the trade screen as well. Now, I'm going to take a look at the world map, and we're going to set a little bit of a goal. All right, we're going to set a bit of a goal, and we're going to see what we can do, because obviously, at some point, we're going to have to call it a day, right? We're going to have to call it a day at some point, because otherwise, we're just going to be going on for unlimited amounts of time, and maybe that's not the best idea. I don't know. All I'm saying is we're just going to take a look and see what our goals will be, and then we'll make a judgment based on that. So let's have a look. First of all, let me just put this, give them some cash, and then just move away from there. All right, so we are, of course, now at war against so many different factions, which is that's annoying, isn't it? Very, very annoying indeed. However, we have just taken this, which is great. And I would like to eliminate the Holy Roman Empire if I can, which means we are going to have to take these two castles right there, and maybe this one as well. Yes, that one as well. So that is maybe a little bit troublesome. As you can see, we are also losing Bordeaux over there, because of course we are, because the Almoravid Empire wants to expand even further. I'm hoping Babak, whoever this is, I'm hoping Babak is going to go over there and actually do something. What is he doing? Yeah, he is actually traveling to Bordeaux to defend. So that is nice. That is very nice indeed. So let me just take a quick look at the diplomacy screen and let's see exactly what's going on. So the Holy Roman Empire, as you can see, they only have 3 castles. If we can eliminate them, they'll be done, right? They will be completely done. They'll be eliminated instantly. It will be a wonderful time had by all. We can have champagne. We can have little cucumber sandwiches. It's going to be a wonderful time. Apart from that, we also have Poland here, who have 1 town and 3 castles. Once again, similar situation to the Holy Roman Empire, hilariously enough. And then, of course, we have the Roman Empire and the Almoravid Empire. So what's really, really funny about this is they both have relatively similar amounts of towns and castles. But I think the first thing that we need to do is we need to eliminate the Holy Roman Empire and the Polish right now. We need to take care of both of them, and then we will have a much better idea as to how to control and how to contain the enemy that are, slightly larger. Because obviously, Roman Empire, big, Almoravid Empire, big, they're going to be pretty difficult for us to contain in general. So, we're going to see, alright, we're going to see, and we're going to take a look. Okay, so this is actually really beneficial for us as well. I don't know whether you've already noticed this, but if you take a look, and you see exactly what I'm seeing right here, the castles and town that we actually need to take are all in this area. So this is really going to be super easy for us. It should be super easy, but that, you know me. Sometimes I say, oh yeah, this is going to be super easy, but then it actually turns out to be much more difficult than I anticipate. So it could just be that we're going to have some problems. I don't know. Mr. Horse Thief did actually help us to take this, so I'm actually going to just be giving that to him. And yeah, we're just going to be continuing onward. So who are we actually paying right now? Are we actually paying anyone right now? No, we're not paying anyone. Oh, okay. So technically we could make peace with someone if we wanted to. Like, for example, we could make peace with the Roman Empire, and then we could literally just pay them 1,500 tribute per day, which actually might make sense. If you think about it, it actually might make sense, because if we can get, if we can get them to get off our backs, we might actually have a pretty decent way of, relieving some of the pressure off us. That might be pretty good. All right, so once again, I'm going to be taking Strong Legs. I personally feel like Strong Legs is an absolutely amazing perk. I actually got I got a comment recently on an older video that was basically just kind of discussing the difference between Strong Legs and Strong Arms. And okay, now let me just revise my thought process on this a little bit. I'm not going to go on about this for a huge amount of time. I just want to give you a quick summary here. I know I say that and then I go on about it for 15 minutes, but don't worry, I'm not going to do that this time. Strong Arms, only take this if you have a lot of throwing skill troops, that use throwing skill in your army. or you yourself are using throwing weapons. That's basically the bottom line. If you never fall off walls, then only take strong arms. Of course, that's basically a no-brainer. However, for me, strong legs is literally one of the most life-saving perks in the entire game, because I always like to jump off walls. I like to do kinds of flanking actions, retreating actions, and all kinds of other things, and sometimes I just fall off by mistake. And so having strong legs actually saves me much more often than any other perk in the whole game, and that's the reason why I take that. But there you go. Nice little succinct description of why I think these two perks are, why they are, how they are. And that's the point. If you have a lot of throwing weapon troops, just go for it. Take strong arms. If you want to do that, by all means, take strong arms. I personally just think strong legs is better, just for me. I think it's absolutely fantastic for me to be able to jump off a wall and not take massive amounts of damage. For example, sometimes I'll jump off and I'll take 15 damage with strong legs, so I would have taken 30 damage without strong legs. And in my opinion, that is a significant damage increase. Obviously, there are other heights to consider as well. Sometimes you're going to be taking even more damage. Sometimes you're going to take 60 damage. Sometimes you're going to take 80 damage from a fall. And then in which case, you're going to reduce the damage taken by such a large amount that you might actually be able to survive those situations. Anyway, let's just kill these guys. Well, actually, we're not even killing them, to be honest. We're just bonking them on the head. And, using our wonderful sledgehammer here. And, they really have no idea what they're doing. That is generally what it comes down to here. They have no idea what is about to befall them, as all of my cavalry come barreling in here as well. Love that. And I'm just going to speed things up, because we are no doubt going to be able to achieve victory here. I mean, literally, just look at the amazing amount of kills currently going on the right side of the screen. And we did actually end up getting a couple of kills myself. 19 kills in such a short space of time. That's actually really cool. And otherwise, we can now go on to our various other places. I'm actually just going to be taking all these people prisoner once again. There is really no point in me letting them go. Oh yeah, by the way, I know. A bunch of people have suggested, hey, you know what, I should really get some more vassals. I should really get some more people to join us, because that's the reason why people are declaring war on us and all that wonderful stuff, all the standard stuff that you would, expect someone to have at this point. I 100% agree with you. I should definitely have, I should definitely have some more vassals. However, now this is a pretty big however. I am unable to do so. And there's a really, really good reason why I'm unable to do so. I don't have a very good relation with pretty much anyone. So for example, if I just want to just showcase this to you real fast, because this is actually going to explain a huge amount as to why I'm not actually able to, potentially recruit people. So let's say that I want to speak to this guy. You need to confirm your change. Okay, yeah, sure. Confirm the change. What? What? Are you serious? That is so funny. Okay. So yeah, so let's speak to this guy. So he has a -16 relation with us. So basically what I can do is I can say, I have an offer for you. Join us and be set free. You've tried to persuade me before. I will not stand your words again. Okay, I've actually tried to persuade him before because I was testing it out. Okay, so let me let me speak to someone else then. Let me speak to this guy.
I don't know what we have.
He sounds British for some reason, but there you go. All right, so never mind. -23. I have an offer for you. Join us and be set free. Okay, so I'm happy with my current liege. Neither your personal or relationship is deep enough to change that. Okay, so now here's the funny thing. The other guy, right? The other guy that I was speaking to just before this one, he said, I don't even like you. Why should I even consider this offer? Basically, that's what he said. And then it took me into the persuasion minigame, and lo and behold, it had the most ludicrously low percentage values that you would ever want or would ever have, any possibility of making. So in other words, that basically meant to me, we have bad relation with him. We have bad relation with him, and he's not going to listen to us for any reason whatsoever, even if we do try to persuade him. And my charm skill is not bad. So that's the thing. If you do end up at any point doing any kind of executions, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem, because you're going to inevitably have this situation possibly in your own game. And that's the reason why usually if I am going to try and persuade people to join me, I usually do the other thing where I basically, oh no, are you serious? These ladders are way too high, unfortunately. Okay, yeah, highly unlikely that we're going to be able to get up here before they push us off. Oh, maybe they will. Oh, yes. Oh, hello. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, I'm actually kind of surprised that they allowed us to get in here, but all right. Okay. Still not entirely sure why I can see the icons through the environment. That's kind of annoying. Okay, yeah. Anyway, as I said, that's the reason why I am unable to really persuade any vassals to join us, because I would need a lot more relation with them, and or I would need relation with their liege to be lower. And obviously that's very much dependent on what kind of archetype they are, you know, what kind of personality type they have, because maybe they are, you know, maybe they're an honorable vassal, maybe they're someone that has a huge amount of relation with their liege, and in which case that is going to make it very difficult for us to persuade anyone at that point. So yeah, that's the issue. So the only thing that I can really suggest that we do is try to get some more companions, maybe try to get some more of them, and then literally just give them some random fief somewhere, and then create another couple of vassals that way. That can really be the only plan that we really have, I think, at least. But yeah, this is actually a fun siege, I gotta say. I actually really like these kinds of sieges where we have a little bit more freedom and the AI isn't so stagnant. And I'm not talking about the enemy AI or the friendly AI specifically, I'm just talking about both of them basically, because being able to run around and actually have fun in the battlements and running around the archery nest and potentially dying, because obviously you saw how much damage I took right there. In my opinion, that's just all great fun. You know, even if I do die, I don't really care, because if I've had fun, then that's all that matters. And so, you know, for me personally, if I do end up, you know, getting taken out for some reason or another, at least I've taken some people down with me and I've had a good time, and that's all that matters. So yeah, anyway, we have taken Valdec Castle. I'm very much hoping that Vienna will not get taken in just a moment. I'm very much hoping that maybe someone will go over there and actually assist it, but as we have seen very correctly, where is Babak? Was he actually eliminated? Are you serious? No, he's there. Why is he? Oh no! Oh, they've got that really weird thing that they do, isn't it? Okay, yeah. I might actually make peace with these fellows. We have 17 prisoners, though. See, now that's the problem. You see, they have 17 prisoners. And this is the reason why they're actually attacking Vienna, because as you can see, I think they are attacking Vienna right now, because there are so many of them in the prisoners' hold there, as you can see. That's the reason why they're probably attacking it. So I'm thinking right now that if we make peace with the Roman Empire, that is going to prevent them from taking Vienna at least, and I'm only going to have to pay them 1,700 tribute every single day, which is actually nothing at all. So I'm very much trying to see if we can do this. It's going to cost me 780 influence. He really doesn't want me to do this. None of these people want me to do this, but I am going to do it for the moment, just because I want to maintain that town as much as I can. Obviously, the prisoners are going to get released anyway. I don't really care about that. All I want to try to do is force my vassals into actually focusing on things that matter. So I'm talking about this castle here and Bordeaux. I'm not even entirely sure if it is actually still under siege. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But I guess we'll find out soon enough. Anyway, there is another castle over here. We will be attempting to take that as well. And yeah, so basically that's the whole point of me making peace with them. Yeah, I don't need to help Mr. Horse Thief. He's absolutely fine. But yeah, that is the whole point of making peace with them, because otherwise we are we're constantly in a state of ping pong, if you know what I mean. We're basically going back and forth with our vassals and actually forcing them into a sort of stalemate situation where we can't really do anything with them. They're always going to be having some kind of problem. Can I not take this castle? Okay, this is broken. This is actually, look at this. Look at that. I'm clicking on it right now. You can see that by the tooltip flashing right there. There is no way for me to actually go in here. Aha. I see. Well, that is actually a pretty big issue. Alright. Executions it is then. That is what I will have to do. I'm actually not entirely sure. Are we actually losing relation with any of our vassals by me doing this? Hopefully not. Alright. So, we've already eliminated one of their clans. Okay, that's pretty nice. Okay, so let's actually just have a quick look here. Make sure I'm not losing any relation with my own vassals here. I mean, I could probably check a lot easier in a different way, but no, I think we're absolutely fine. Okay, so yeah, I gained the deceitful trait now, but I can't actually take this, of course, because I can't click it. I would have been able to otherwise, which is quite funny, but yeah, there you go. There is no way around it, of course. That is a classic and a half, isn't it? Yeah, I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. You know, there are just so many fiefs on the world map that it's bound to happen. You know, it's bound to happen that one or two of these things would have a slight issue with it. But we're just going to be taking people prisoner as much as we can and just executing them as soon as possible. And that's pretty much all I can really do. Yeah, so unfortunately the Holy Roman Empire doesn't seem like I'll be able to eliminate them. However, I will be able to maybe take a lot of them prisoner and then just, well, reduce their combat strength to basically a negligible amount. And hopefully they're not going to be that effective from then on. They probably won't be able to besiege anything too dramatically. I mean, you can see here we can go into this one at least. So I guess that's good enough, right? Yeah, this siege point is also placed in the wrong area. As you can see, if I go here, this is where you can click on it. But over here, you can't click on this, you see. So there's some weird stuff going on with this area, with this area of the map. Anyway, let's build these trebuchets. Alright, so we're into one of the last Holy Roman Empire castles, but obviously the Holy Roman Empire itself cannot be fully eliminated thanks to that wonderful map placement that we have going on there, or at the very least, it's actually not even the map placement that's the problem, it's the fact that it is not a movable area. You can't actually go over into the area where the castle is. That's the main, that's actually the main issue, nothing more apart from that, but it's fine as well, because obviously if we can, we're just going to keep them as well as weak as we possibly can. If we can do that, I don't know. Maybe it's going to be a bit more difficult than I anticipate to do that. But we know for a fact that whenever there is a significant loss of funds and everything, it's going to make it very difficult for enemies to actually do anything, and or because we've obviously experienced that ourselves, where if you don't have a lot of cash or your vassals don't have a lot of cash, it's going to be extremely difficult to come back from that. So I'm kind of hoping that maybe that's going to be the case for the Holy Roman Empire, because otherwise they're going to be extremely annoying. They're going to be a thorn in our side for the remainder of the game, basically, and that's not something that I want, if at all possible. I'd very much like to eliminate them completely, but obviously I can't do that. Not unless I eliminate every single one of their vassals, which is obviously not doable. I mean, maybe it is doable at some point, but I highly doubt it's doable right now. Anyway, we're just going to get as many as I can get here. There we go. Another 25 for our morale as well. And let's go over to Brno Castle here as well. There we go. We actually took one of these back too. Yeah, there's a bunch of activity going on along the sort of French border, or in the border between France and the Almoravid Empire and what they own of France and everything. So we're obviously going to be attempting to do some pretty amazing moves there. I'm actually going to try... Oh yeah, this is going to be annoying, isn't it? Okay, yeah, I was gonna say, I'm gonna try something amazing. I'm going to try just going in with the siege camp, and that's it. You know, I was gonna try just going in with the siege camp, with the siege ladders, and just making a good go of things there. But the problem is with doing that, if you have, yeah, I don't know. Is it gonna be? Okay, you know what? We're gonna try it. We're gonna try it and see whether it works. Maybe it's gonna be. Maybe it's not gonna be doable because they're just gonna push us off every single time. But maybe it is actually gonna be usable. Maybe it will be something that can be done. I don't know. It's highly unlikely, all things considered. I'm just gonna tell people to charge in as well. Okay, where are the ladders? Over here? Yeah, there's ladders already. Okay, that's really nice and fast. Maybe I can actually get one of these up super quickly. Obviously, oh no, they're already there? Are you joking? Really? That fast? Okay, well that's unfortunate, isn't it? Okay, yeah, this guy's gonna... Oh, he didn't push me off yet. Okay, this is actually fantastic. Maybe we can do something. Okay, can you, could you just get out of my way? Could you just... Are you... Well, yeah, there you go. I would have taken 24 damage if I didn't have strong legs. You see what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. Falling off, you know, falling off a wall or whatever. It doesn't only have to be your own fault. It can be the enemy's fault too. So, you know, there's also that. Anyway, let's just see if I can actually get in here. I'm not entirely sure why I wasn't able to get in beforehand, but you know how it is. Okay, so let's just try and kill these guys if I can. Oh, I love the fact that both enemies are actually blocking for each other. I think that's hilarious. Okay, let's try not to die this time. There we go. Yes, yes. Oh, nice block from that fellow. Gotta say, nice block. Alright, so if we can actually just eliminate as many of these fellows as we can, just around the various battlements that we're trying to enter, then I think we should be okay. I need to kill these archers. They're annoying. Let's get these guys out the way if we can. Or not, as the case may be, because they are just so annoying to fight against now. No offense, but I highly disagree with an archer being able to literally block with a small one-handed axe against an insanely large sledgehammer. I think that is absolutely unrealistic. You know, that probably is one of the most unrealistic things that could be done. You know, it's literally like, do you remember those, do you remember those archers in Warband, where they had, I mean, obviously there is a knife, there is such a thing as a knife, but they had these small short swords as far as I'm aware, and basically they would be blocking you when you had a massive two-handed sword, and you just think to yourself, how are they able to do that? Because in a real situation, a small little, you know, sword slash knife slash axe slash whatever, a small one-handed is never going to be able to block something with so much weight behind it. You know, obviously not unless the fellow using the two-handed is swinging with no force at all. But even then, it's a heavy weapon, right? It's a heavy weapon, so it's going to be extremely difficult to block anyway in that case. And these guys are blocking it like it's nothing. So I think that's I don't know. For me personally, I'm just not a big fan of that whole blocking system now. I've already talked about that, so I'm not going to talk about it again. But you know my points about it. All right. So anyway, I'm just going to switch this back onto festivals and games. Hopefully that's going to help it out a little bit. Hopefully we're not going to suffer too many issues with that. And we've got some German squires that we can potentially get here as well. I'm just going to get a couple of those. And we now only have this castle and this one over here. Oh, yeah, we've actually got this one as well. Okay, so they actually do have 2 castles remaining. But that's absolutely fine. We should have a pretty easy time of dealing with them. But I am going to need some more food. So I'm going to go over to Vienna and actually pick up some more food. And then we'll see what we can do. But yeah, you can see here that we have the Almoravid Empire, maybe actually doing pretty well against them, actually, surprisingly enough. And the Holy Roman Empire obviously is basically done. They still have a significant amount of combat strength, though. Significant for only 2 castles remaining, hilariously enough. And let's have a look and see what the Roman Empire's... they're doing okay. They're doing alright. I'm 100% certain that they're probably going to be declaring war on us sometime soon. You know, so we're just going to have to look out for that. And we obviously have castle here and town there for the Polish. I will be attempting to eliminate the Polish, and then we will go over here and see what we can do against the Almoravids. But I think for the foreseeable future, my main goal will be to eliminate probably one other large faction. I'm not entirely sure which one we're going to go for. Maybe we'll go for the Roman Empire. I don't know. It very much depends, and we'll see what happens with it. Anyway, that's going to be it for this episode. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.